Hi everyone, I'm Steve, here as always, once a week with Dr. Nario. Thanks for being with us, Dr. Nario.
Hi, Steve. Thank you for having me again. Always a pleasure.
All right, so if you guys want to get a hold of Dr. Nario or find out more about what they do, they're in Reno, Nevada, and you can go to their website. It's Biointegrative Health Center. So, um, Dr. Nario, I know that you go to this, I guess it's a convention or something where a lot of doctors meet. And every year, I think you do it once a year or maybe twice a
Mhm.
year.
Yeah,
And
once a year.
you learn all the new stuff. So tell me first about what this convention is.
So this is the anti-aging conference, A4M conference in Las Vegas. So this is a gathering of people from all over the world in relation to the newer technologies in anti-aging medicines. So they're putting it in one place in Vegas. So all of these people from different countries can actually get in there and just be absorbing all the innovations.
Okay, so you brought one topic, and we'll have more topics in the coming weeks. But uh, let's talk about supplements and the quality of supplements. So, what are the keys in knowing that I actually got what I think I bought? And how do you pick? How do you protect yourself when we're talking about supplements?
Well, Steve, we dilly dally with supplements. Of course, I think the biggest concept that we always apply is the cheaper. I mean, it's okay that we stick with it because it's always about the budget. But let me tell you specific qualities that you need to look for in buying your supplements. So, number one would be always the ethical implications and third party certifications. If you want to ask for it, the company needs to provide you with that in terms of analysis of what that product is. Another one would be scientific evidence. So we always gonna ask our neighbors, "Hey, what are you using?" Or you saw something on TV. That's how we kind of find our reasons why we use a supplement. But we definitely wanna support it with clinical evidence. And a good example for you would be omega threes. You want to look for studies that actually shows that it lowers heart attacks and strokes. Vitamin D. When you're using that, it's also lowering risks of cancers. So this is the reason, probably a better scientific reason, why we should want to use a specific supplement. Another reason that we can, I mean, another criteria that we can look for is manufacturer transparency in every step of the supply chain. So FDA does regulate these things, but they're pretty lax in terms of the rules. So that's why this is where third party people comes into play in order for them to inspect and even understand the source and even the process and how a supplement was made. And of course, another criteria would be the compliance with regulations called CGMP. This is current good manufacturing practices. So it's not only being made in the garage of somebody, but it's definitely going to be made in a place where there's sterility, there's cleanliness, and there's quality assurance, wherein you're making sure that there's no heavy metals, microbial contaminations, pesticides, herbicides, solvents. And also, when we talk about these specific contaminants, that's where this third certification company comes into play. They're going to vet for that. And also accurate ingredient sourcing, identification, validation, and even processing. So when we should know where the ingredients came from, what was the environment that was it was made in, certain certifications, and also labeling of allergens, source claims, and even excipient ingredients. So understanding that when we see these little stickers on the side of a bottle, USDA organic, non-GMO, NFS certified, USP gluten free, people say, oh, they just put that there. But those labels are actually being worked on by the supplement companies very hard. I mean, sure, they can pay money for that, but they need to set specific requirements to attain those specific labels on their bottles.
Okay, so I want to get into more about how do we really know? It's like, how do we protect ourselves, with the quality, or how do we make sure we're getting the quality and this and all these safety concerns are being met? And when choosing a supplement.
Well, Steve, I don't want to bash on everybody's main source where they get their supplements It's usually the internet, right? We don't go to the store anymore. Most of us just order, click, 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 and there it goes. It's in our front door. So the thing here, let me give you a legitimate study done by the Journal of American Medicine Association in relation to making an audit in terms of health products in the biggest market out there, Amazon. So Amazon is something that they, of course, it's like the standard or the standard bench mark that we have for supplement places where we order. So here's the news. Here's the result of that study. 17 out of 30 products had inaccurate labels. 13 out of 30 products were misbranded. And 9 out of 30 products contain additional ingredients that are not on the label. And not bashing on any country here, but they saw that these are China counterfeit products and they were declared fake supplements. So be careful where you get your supplements. That's why I always tell patients that the source is very important. It's not because it's in Amazon, it's cheap. There's a reason why it's cheap because you're getting less of a quality for your supplements.
So we were talking before we actually turned the camera on about, so you got a company here that could be a very legitimate company that has all those stickers on it that you're talking about, but even that could be copied and put through the internet. You named Amazon, Amazon's not trying to bash Amazon,
Right.
but you could have a legitimate company with a legitimate product that has what's supposed to be in it. And then you could get something that's like a copycat.
That is correct, Steve. So it's not only Amazon; could be any internet platform, eBay, right? That's another one. Even just online sites. That's why everybody has to do their own research on this. And it's possible that yes, they can just print out a sticker that looks like what your supplement has and slap it on a bottle and put whatever random supplements that they have. I hope it's even a supplement. Sometimes these are just excipients, powders that are nothing in it. So it's unfortunate that's happening in the world of supplements. And the thing here is, we actually spoke to supplement companies in the convention, and we asked them the specific question: How can you prevent this from happening? We are trying our best. What we're doing, they're running after these companies, but they're just popping out like mushrooms. That's why, really, my suggestion is don't treat the damages, the outside damages. Go to the middle. You need to go to where the right source is, and that's why when I tell patients that there are prescribed supplements that comes from your doctor, meaning the doctor vouches for that supplement with their reputation, with their practice, and with their experience. And nothing beats that in terms of quality assurance.
Right. And I know that you can write prescriptions that are actually supplements, but, and then you go, and what's the name of that place? I mean, that you give me, I
Mhm.
mean, you've prescribed supplements like omega 3s for me before.
So
Um,
we work with an online pharmacy called Full Script, but there are so many
right.
doctors, supplements, even whole scripts. So it really depends on what your doctor likes to use. But the thing there is, they for sure did their own research to make sure that they give the best supplement to their patients.
Yeah, boy, it's like, who can you trust these days? And
Hmm.
so, because I know I buy a lot of my supplements directly from the companies that I trust, but I guess there's maybe a way where you could get fooled there too. Is that right?
Well, the thing there is, again, reputable companies. If you think and you've done your research that they are who they are, and if you're going straight to the company themselves, I don't think that's a problem as long as you know who you're dealing with. It's just that for us providers, we always want to ask, what are the research? What is the material that you could prove that this is quality supplement? So we go through that process. As one of the public, I think they kind of skip that, and I see that there's always going to be, oh, what's cheaper? That's where I'm going to go for, right? But now I want to educate everybody. Do your research, look at reviews, call them. Hey, are they answering your questions professionally? It's not just like somebody's garage working on supplements and putting it in capsules. So you'd know if it's a professional place. And if you ask for third party certification, if they can provide it for you, there you go. That's a good evidence there that they're a good company.
That's good advice. I know that it's not quite as easy, but it's important because you want to know what's going into your body. So,
Right.
and what can be the significance of like preservatives and some of the stuff that's maybe put in these supplements? You touched on it a little bit, like maybe it's just nothing but powder,
Mhm.
but tell us a little bit about that, a little bit more about that.
Where I want Steve, where I want our patients or our audience to look into are the part where it says other ingredients on the bottom, right? It's very small in amount. That's what it means, which is in the supplement, but it's still important to know that it's been linked to a number of health concerns. So let me name a few here. A good example would be magnesium stearate. And that's always a flow agent, and it's used in manufacturing processes to keep the costs down, and it's to avoid clumping of powder. And it's a white powder derived from animals, and again provides no nutritional benefit. But that's the thing. Too much magnesium stearate can interfere with and hinder the body's ability to absorb nutrients. So that's one. Another one would be coloring agents. So these are the dyes: the yellow number five, the red number two. These are just colors that they put in there, and it has been shown that it can be related to health related issues, even hyperactivity in children. And it's actually derived from toxic coal tar, which is used for roofing and exterior paints. Do you want to put that in your body? I don't want to do that. Another one is titanium dioxide. So there are some concerning effects about this: dry skin, skin irritation, and worst cases, it could be lung inflammation and even inflammation of the hair follicles. Another famous one is carrageenan. So for all of these protein powders that we encounter in the exercise world, it's a filler, and it's actually derived from seaweed, and it enhances the blend. It makes it easier for you to mix. But for the one who has sensitive GI tracts, it can actually get into the stage of bloating, inflammation, and digestive problems. And another famous one, well, some of the more famous ones also would be preservatives like citric acid, and even sweetening agents like Splenda, NutraSweet. So just be careful. These are the things that we need to keep an eye on every time you're going to be buying that supplement for yourself that you will put in your body.
Well, yeah, it's just a great caution to everybody. And, before we go, any final tips on this, on what you found out about these supplements?
Well, Steve, again, always be diligent. Even us doctors, even though it's provided to us on a silver platter, because they always want to sell their supplement for us to prescribe it, we still need to dig deeper. I always ask questions. I always look at reviews. I always look at their website if they're legitimate. And that's why it's really all about doing that extra step, not being content with what you see and what you hear, and you do your own diligence and hard work in finding out what quality product you're putting into your system.
That's great advice. We appreciate that, Dr. Nario, and thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you, Steve, for having me. As you all know, knowledge is power, and thank you for letting me provide you with the edge in longevity and health maintenance, which I call the biological edge or the bio edge.